Hi, it's Liana with Serendipitous Life. So, what is fermentation? There's lots of different types of fermentation. You have your alcohol, such as wine, beer, those types of things. You have your kombuchas, which is a fermented tea. You have fermented vegetables, such as sauerkraut, fermented pickles. Most of the pickles you see on the market today are made with a vinegar, but traditionally they are fermented. There's lots of different things that are fermented. And tonight I'm going to be talking about fermenting peppers to create a hot sauce. So about 6 weeks ago, I started a few different hot sauces. One is this banana peppers with onions and carrots. And basically it consists of a saltwater brine. That saltwater brine creates something called lactobacillus, which is a type of bacteria that preserves the vegetables. It's a good bacteria. It's also the same kind of bacteria that it's probiotics. It's going to help with a healthy gut. So they say that you should eat something with probiotics in it every day, whether it be something like a hot sauce, something like another type of fermented vegetable like sauerkraut, eating yogurt, drinking kombucha. All of these things are going to help with a healthy gut. A healthy gut, of course, is going to help keep everything moving, but also your immune system is in your gut. If you have a healthy gut, generally, you're going to have a healthy immune system. So there's lots of things you can do to keep that immune system going with these types of things. There are, tonics that you can take, like elderberry syrup. Fire cider is another good one. I'm going to be going through all of these kind of in a series over the next couple of weeks, because we're in that time of year where, we're worried about our immune system. Of course, we've got the coronavirus. Of course, it's cold and flu season. The weather's getting colder. They say that the cold weather is not what really makes you sick, but there is an association with it. Obviously, people tend to get sicker when it's cold outside. So I'm going to just kind of go through some different things that's going to help to boost your immune system up. I'm no expert. I'm still experimenting with these things, but I just kind of wanted to show y'all what I'm doing. So back to the hot sauce. This one is banana peppers, onions, ginger, and carrots. All of those things, like the onion, the ginger, there's garlic in here too, those are all great for the immune system. The hot peppers is going to help open everything up. It's good for the phalanges, as they say. The fact that there's probiotics in here is also good for you. So this one, similar setup, but instead of spicy banana peppers, I used jalapenos in this one. But it's basically all the same stuff. Garlic, onion, ginger, carrots, and a hot pepper, and a saltwater brine. Then the last one is going to be most likely the most spicy. This bad boy has got ghost peppers at the bottom. It has poblano peppers. It has jalapeno peppers. And then, of course, still the garlic and the onions. And it also has some turmeric in it. Turmeric is also great for inflammation and immunity. Now, you'll notice a little something different about this one compared to these ones over here. So, obviously, it's a larger jar. I had a lot more vegetables to go into this one. This one has a different type of fermentation lid. This allows the gases that produce while the fermentation process is going, it allows those gases to escape. You could do it without this. If you don't have one of these and you want to try and you have some jars, you just need to burp it every day. Just kind of turn it and let the gases out. This one, the lid's a little different, but it does the same thing. It's really the same thing. But you'll also notice in this one, I don't know if you can tell, but there is a plastic bag in it. And the reason for that being is I noticed that a few times I tried to create a hot sauce and I had too much air here and I was getting mold growing in it. So this time I experimented with putting the plastic bag in it and it's helped. So it's basically a Ziploc bag full of the same saline water, salt water, and it's pushed down in there to hold the vegetables down, to make sure everything is submerged. That's gonna help prevent the mold, and it's preventing too much air at the top. Now on these two, it's hard to tell, but there's a little glass, you can kind of see it in there, a little glass weight that's holding it down. Same principle. It's a matter of how much you want to spend and what you have available to you. So yes, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start probably with this big one, and I'm going to pour this saltwater brine off, and I'm going to save it to the side because I want to see how it goes. And then I'm going to use the emulsion blender and I'm going to blend this up, and when I see if I have a good texture or not, then I'll come back and I'll add some more saline water to it. You'll see behind me here I have some glass jars that I purchased on Amazon, and these are just some glass jars that I'm going to keep it in. I've sanitized them. You can sanitize them either in boiling water, just washing them in the dishwasher and letting the hot dishwasher take care of it, or you can use a sanitizing liquid. The one I have is called Sandstar. You can buy it at any brewery company. I'll show it to you here in a moment. Sorry, it's not Sandstar, it's Star San. And it's actually very safe, but it's very concentrated. So you just put, it has the directions on here, but you put a little bit in water. I have some in my sink, and I just basically dipped them in, rinsed them, let it go. You don't have to do anything more to it. And that's gonna sanitize your bottles. So I got my gloves on, and I went ahead and I removed the bag, and let me tell you that this smells amazing. So I'm gonna pour off some of the juice. And I forgot that I did put a glass weight in here as well. I remember I put it in and it wasn't enough. So that's coming out. I'm going to set this over here to the side. And I'm going to work on blending this. Chunkier than I want it to be, but it's a beautiful sauce. So I'm going to try putting it through my regular blender. I have a Ninja, so I'm going to see if that makes a difference. But I kind of want to just taste this, even though I have to admit that I'm a little scared too, because I don't really do hot that much. I'm really making this for other people. So let's see. I'm just going to let my tongue touch it. Ooh, wow. Wow. That is hot. Yes, very hot. But it's got a good taste. But this one is definitely for the people who like the hot sauce. So I'm gonna put this into here, and I'm staying way back because I do not want this to splash on me. Took my gloves off, I need to put them back on. see, it's still quite chunky, but I think that's just how it's going to be. You can't really get rid of all of that, but it's definitely pretty. I mean, I could strain it, but that's going to be wasting a lot, so I think I'm just going to bottle it as it is, and we'll see how it goes. I think I'm gonna have to strain this through a cheesecloth. I'm almost positive I am. Alright, so I strained it, and the pulp I'm just gonna put in my compost, and this is what I have left. It's very watery, but it's definitely a potent sauce. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill these bottles up to see how much we get. 4.5 bottles of beautiful orange gold ghost pepper sauce. I need a name for this, so I'm gonna have to sit down and think of some names for these babies. So we've got that one. Now I'm going to do up the banana pepper one. So I will keep you updated on that one as it comes along. Alright, now let's see what this one tastes like. This is the banana pepper with carrots and onions and all that. Let's see what this one tastes like. Ooh, now I like this one. See, I like spicy, but I don't want it to like knock me in the face. But this is good. I could almost like just drink this. This is delicious. I'm super excited about this one. So this one is definitely a keeper. Not saying that this one's not, but this is gonna be for those ones that are like thrill seekers when it comes to heat. This one is my baby. Here we go. I made exactly 2 jars, and you can see the difference in color here. This is more of a golden orange, and this one, it's hard to tell on the camera, but in real life it's more orange. And that's because of the carrots that's in there. So there's number 2. Now we're gonna get ready for number 3. The sauce one. I've got a cheesecloth here, and I'm basically just kind of pressing it. And you'll see the liquid is coming out of the bottom as I'm pressing. But I will get to a point where I'm going to just go ahead and squeeze it here in just a moment, and that will get a lot of the juice out. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Just gather it up. You'll see a lot of recipes and like traditional cooking when you're making cheese or you need something to strain, it'll say to use cheesecloth. But if you go to the store and look for cheesecloth, it's this very thin thing that you really can't use. True cheesecloth is like a tea towel. So just go to your local store and like Walmart, Target, and look for tea towels. And that is what you really need to use to do this job. You see I'm squeezing it really good. Alright, and I'm going to put the rest of this in the compost, and there is the sauce. It's a little more on the brown side, but I'm going to go ahead and taste it. This one's good too. It's a little spicier than the banana pepper, but I like it a lot. We got 2 bottles of this one as well. I'm gonna have to really watch it because when you shake this up, the colors are very close, very, very close. So I'll definitely be labeling these. I was going to anyway, but definitely have to label these. So I hope you enjoyed this little lesson, and I will be bringing more for you soon. Please hit like and subscribe, and God bless our mess.